Hey everybody, how's it going tonight? It is good to see all of you. If you guys can see me okay, hear me okay, throw me a 5x5 there in the chat, and I'll swing back by and say hello to everybody. Good to see everybody tonight. Let's see, I'm putting comments on the screen. Let's see, we got Cashew Gesundheit. It is good to see you, Cashew, as always. There's my wife, Miss Lake Fairy. She put TJ Squatchy's channel at the top of the chat there and pinned it in the comments. So if you guys aren't subscribed to TJ Squatchy, highly recommend. She's a good friend of ours.
She's the reason for the stream.
Yeah, and she's kind of the inspiration behind me doing this stream tonight. So TJ Squatchy, if you're watching, appreciate you very much. Let's see, who else we got in here? We got Camo Carl. I remember the film from the 70s, The Legend of Boggy Creek. That's right. We just watched it a few days ago. It is a classic. Karen Burnfin, hello, all ready, set, and go. Good to see you, Karen. Let's see, we got CJ 1975. It is good to see you. All right, we got Ragnar Adventures. It is good to see you. Hey, it's Rose Young. How's it going, Rose? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Brooks Home Sweet Home. Good to see you. And we got Lively Prepper. How's it going? Good to see you. Shift Kicker. Good to see you. We got Life with Bobby. How's it going tonight? It's good to see you. Yeah, typically when I do the cryptid shows on Tuesday nights, I stream at 7 o'clock, but we've just been so busy, and this just fits. So 10 o'clock's about my bedtime, but maybe it's a better time to do cryptid stream. What do you think?
Well, that, and you can go in a little later tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, no, not really, I guess. A little later than the past.
I got Miss Lake Fairy sitting beside me here.
Yeah.
Shift Kicker says, Norm, if you're watching, good to see you. We got some love in the chat there. Let's see, we got Tennessee Ridge Runner. Hey, y'all, love cryptid shows.
Mm.
Me too. Me too. So the Legend of Boggy Creek, that's what we're going to be getting into tonight. And I really appreciate, I appreciate that comment, Mr. Prepper Camper. Absolutely. Good to see you. Yeah, I appreciate you guys coming in, even though it's an odd time. It's good seeing all the familiar faces rolling in here. Got a lot going on tonight. Got some stuff to show you. If you hang around, maybe we'll spread them out just a little bit. We got a little bit of stuff to give away. Nothing too major, but one thing I think is, to me, very, very nice. I would enjoy getting it. But yeah, that'll be a little bit later. So yeah, I hope this is, hope you guys enjoyed tonight. It was really fun putting together. My wife put together a pretty cool intro and a cool outro for the stream. So we're going to see those. I hope you guys like those. Let's see. Kitty says no more Bible readings. Yeah, I do them on my other channel, Kitty. If I thought you were subscribed over there, Dig Deeper Ministry.
We had family up, and
yeah, we've just been busy. I missed last week, but we'll be back on it this week. So yeah, again, I just wanted to welcome all of you to tonight's stream. And before we get going too far, I wanted to give a shout out to a good friend of my wife's and I. This friend has a passion for tonight's subject, and we'll talk a little bit about that later. And this friend also shared some of the pictures and other things that you will see tonight. So a special thanks to our good friend TJ Squatchy. And again, my wife Lake Fairy, she pinned TJ Squatchy's channel link in the chat there. So if you're not subscribed to Miss TJ Squatchy, I highly recommend.
I might know one more person who loves Squatches.
Yeah. And Kaishu Gesundheit. She's also been a huge supporter during this cryptid journey and just in life in general. So Kaishu, thank you for everything.
A really, really good friend.
And a good friend.
Yeah.
So tonight we're going to be taking a trip back in time a bit, back to the early 1970s. And it was during that time period in the early 70s in this really small town named Fouke, Arkansas. It was that an ape-like creature was reportedly observed by multiple witnesses. It wasn't just a one-time thing. Many people reported this. And these reports that came in, they were each had their own merits, and they varied very much. Now, some of them were just hearing strange sounds. Perhaps they saw some tracks in the dirt, to actually seeing the creature. And most disturbingly, there were reports of being attacked by this monster. And all this went down in this little town named Fouke, Arkansas. Like I said, this creature allegedly attacked a local family in Fouke. And the movie, The Legend of Boggy Creek, it covers all that in a lot of detail. Legend of Boggy Creek's a great movie. And ever since these reports, the Boggy Creek monster has become part of folklore. And it's not just in Fouke, and it's not just in the surrounding area of Texarkana, but the monster has become part of American folklore. So that's what we want to talk about tonight. Tonight we take a look at the history and the legend of the Boggy Creek monster. So that's the intro that my wife, Lake Fairy, put together for this. I think she did a really nice job with that. So good job. Thank you very much. She puts a lot of time in those. Brooke says, fantastic intro.
Thank you.
So
We'll be setting it to public after this.
Yeah, we'll probably put the intro and the outro in a playlist so we can watch some of those.
Yeah, if I have any of the other ones.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start doing that.
Tennessee Patriot, good to see you. There's Mr. Bushcraft. How's it going, brother? Good to see you. Just going to scroll back and say hi to some folks. I saw Elaine Johnson come in. It's good to see you, Elaine, as always. Let's see who else we got. We got Angry Wreck-It Ralph. It's good to see you.
Elaine's mother-in-law grew up in
Elaine Johnson, old story. My hubby's mom was born there. Wow, that's interesting. All right. can you drop the link? A couple of you guys have asked for the link to my other channel,
Of course.
Dig Deeper Ministry, where I do my Bible stuff. So let's see. Tennessee Patriot, I have an urgent prayer for the community. I asked the Pinball and 101's community for my cousin Brian. All right, well, I don't know exactly what the need is with Brian, Tennessee, and I also don't like to dilly-dally around. Tennessee Patriot says he had a massive heart attack yesterday. We are close cousins. He's in Evansville, Indiana, and is unresponsive. Only I moved next. He is true red-blooded patriot like us, and he's only 56. So how about we take a minute and, I don't like to beat around the bush when it comes to praying for somebody when there's a need. So let's just do it. So if you guys will, let's take a minute and let's pray for Tennessee Patriots friend, his cousin, Brian. Massive heart attack. So Heavenly Father, we thank you for bringing us together tonight. And Lord, we thank you that no matter what the situation and whether we're talking about trivial subjects such as what we're going to discuss tonight, we always got to put you first. And Lord, you see the prayer request that's been lifted up by our friend here, Tennessee Patriot. You see the condition that his cousin Brian is in. And Lord, we place Brian in your hands and we ask for your touch. You are the great healer. And Lord, we pray for that healing and we'll give you the glory in all of it. Be with Tennessee Patriot and give him strength and encouragement, and the families, be with them all, and let them know that they're not alone. And we pray all this in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
Know that they're not
Sorry.
alone. All right. So hopefully Brian does better. Let's see.
And I just posted that in chat.
Let's see. So Lisa Anderson left you a comment above listening. Did you see it?
What?
A comment from Lisa Anderson?
I didn't. I'm trusting God's watching from his TV. That one says hi, and I'm ignoring him on Signal because I was busy. And my phone was in the living room, love. Okay, so who am I looking for?
Lisa Anderson, yeah. I got a silly question. I tried to ask TJ on her show, but I don't think I got a reply. Anyone out there got a great peaches and onion recipe? I do not. But
peaches and onion? I've never heard of it.
Maybe there's somebody in
we'll
here
have
that...
to ask TJ because she's got the peaches growing.
We can see if we can get that from TJ.
Georgia, and see if she's heard it.
Camo Carl, over 175 names for Bigfoot around the world from history. Yep, a whole lot of them. Uh-oh.
What'd you do?
I almost put somebody in timeout. I don't know who.
Don't do that.
Redneck Prepper is good to see you. Firefly Farm, always good to see you.
The Redneck Prepper is so sweet.
Fusion Production, how's it going tonight, Julie? It's good to see you.
Hey, Julie. And Bubba.
And there is Bubba News. And there, my friends, there is another channel that you guys need to subscribe to. Bubba's got some really good stuff. I enjoy watching what he presents. He's a very passionate and smart individual, and I appreciate what you do, brother. I'd love to have you on for a show sometime. That would be nice.
That'd be fun.
Let's see. Yeah, Bubba News is a good show.
I'll share his channel here in a sec.
So most of the reports that we're going to discuss tonight. Now, when I do cryptid shows, I probably don't do them the typical way of what you're used to seeing, where I invite guests on and they talk about what they saw on the trees and talk about their experiences. We do talk a little bit about that stuff, but I talk more about the history and where these legends came from. I like to dig back into history and pull up old newspaper articles and just get the story from way back when it first hit the headlines. And that's what I tried to put together for tonight is a lot of newspaper clippings that we can look at all the way back from, well, some of them are from way back, but a lot of them are from that early 1970s period. So that's what we're going to look at. Before we look at all of the incidents that happened in the early 1970s in Fouke, Arkansas, there's a rich history in that area, and I didn't really realize it until I started researching and digging into information for this stream. The whole area of Fouke and that Texarkana area, there's a lot of history in there as far as Bigfoot and you have this Boggy Creek monster. There's just a lot of history there, and I wanted to share with you guys an article that dates back to it's the 1800s. Let me share this. I got a bunch of tabs open, so this might take me a minute. Nope, right there. There we go. Okay, see if you guys can see that. Do that. Okay, and you can see the date on the top of this. This article that is referred to in this page here dates back all the way to 1851. So this is way back before any of those 1970s accounts, obviously, by over 100 years. So let's take a look, just so we can see a little bit of the history of this area. It says a wild man of the woods. And when I first read that, a wild man of the woods in Arkansas, sure made me think of Arkansas wild man survival. So I don't know if this is a distant relative, but a wild man of the woods. Says the Memphis Inquirer gives an account of a wild man recently discovered in Arkansas. It appears that during March last, I love the writing here. It just shows the period that this was written in. It appears that during March last, Mr. Hamilton of Greene County, Arkansas, while out hunting with an acquaintance, observed a drove of cattle in a state of apparent alarm, evidently pursued by some dreaded enemy. Halting for the purpose, I love that, halting for the purpose, they discovered as the animals fled by them that they were followed by an animal bearing the unmistakable likeness of humanity. This is great stuff. He was of gigantic stature, the body being covered with hair and the head with long locks that fairly enveloped his neck and shoulders. The wild man, after looking at them deliberately for a short time, turned and ran away with great speed, leaping from 12 to 14 feet at a time. His footprints measured 13 inches each. This singular creature, the Inquirer says, has long been known traditionally in St. Francis, Greene, and Poinsett counties, Arkansas, sportsmen and hunters having described him 17 years since. A planter indeed saw him very recently, but withheld this information lest he should not be credited until the account of Mr. Hamilton and his friend placed the existence of the animal beyond cavil. A great deal of interest is felt in the matter by the inhabitants of that region, and various conjectures have been ventured in regard to him. The most generally entertained idea appears to be, and this was interesting, the most generally entertained idea appears to be, now where did this wild man come from, that he was a survivor of the earthquake, which desolated that region in 1811. Apparently there was a giant earthquake in that region in 1811. Thrown helpless upon the wilderness by that disaster, it is probable that he grew up in his savage state until now bears only the outward resemblance of humanity. So well authenticated have now become the accounts of this creature that an expedition is organizing in Memphis by Colonel David C. Cross and Dr. Sullivan to scout for him. So that article dates all the way back to 1851 in the Memphis Enquirer. And it refers all the way back to 1811. I mean, there's a lot of history there. A lot of history. It doesn't just start with the early 1970s. It's pretty cool stuff. See, and as we go along, I want to kind of talk to you guys in the chat also. Are there any of you guys in the chat who are actually live near this area? Is anybody close to Fouke or that region in general? Just curious. Yeah, so if you're okay, Angry Wreck-It Ralph, probably was the New Madrid earthquake that happened here in Missouri. That probably was. All right. See, the Redneck Prepper says Fouke's about 2 hours from him. All right. Good to see you, Sniffer. Good to see you. So this history of this wild man of the woods, it doesn't just start in the 70s. This dates back quite a ways. It is a long, long history. And a lot of these reports that we hear, the stories range from a 7-foot tall creature that weighed up to possibly 300 pounds to a 10-foot tall creature that weighed up to possibly 800 pounds. I think the more recent stories describe this creature as being much bigger. Most of them talk about this terrible odor that's associated with the creature. It's a combination of a skunk and a wet dog. Yeah. Also typical with these stories is the bright red eyes, about the size of silver dollars, so about 1.5 inches or so big. Also, many of the tracks that have been discovered, and this is something different because when, typically with Bigfoot, 5 toes, right? But occasionally you get tracks, Bigfoot tracks that will have the sixth toe. It's thought to be kind of a trait of theirs. But the tracks that were found around Fouke, a lot of the tracks had 3 toes. So it's something unique to that Fouke creature. So it's a giant ape-like 3-toed creature.
Yeah, it's just the 3 toes like that. Just, I don't know.
Yeah,
that got me.
Yeah, 3 toes. So you had these stories dating all the way back to the 1800s about these creatures being in the area, but it really wasn't until the 1970s. Let's see, Camo Carl's got something there. Southwest of Fouke, Arkansas is a massive river swamp area even today. 100 years ago, it must have been super rural with access by boat only. Yeah, that Boggy Creek area, the Boggy Creek, if I remember right, it empties into the Sulphur River area, and that whole area is nothing but backwoods and swamp. It's like rough territory. Jess, good to see you.
Does it smell like sulfur?
I don't know. Brooke says, the digging and researching is some of my favorite stuff to do. Bigfoot is an old soul sent here for a time such as this to share with us. Mm-hmm. Yeah, digging into the history. That's what I love about it. Bigfoot, how many toes do you have? I'm just the same as you. Shadow Dancer. Good Lord, I will have to travel with a can of Febreze. I don't want to meet this 3-toed hitchhiker. So yeah, you had these stories and these tales dating way back, but it wasn't until 1971 when this legend really took off. It hit front page news, and this is the biggest part of what we're going to talk about tonight is that early 1970s reports that came out. And let's see if I can get the right tab here. Yeah, right here. Okay. So this was the story that kicked everything off. And if you look at the side of the page there, this is the Arkansas Gazette from Tuesday, May 4th, 1971. This was the kickstart of all of it. This is really what put everything into it created the firestorm of this legend and this folklore. It says, creature attacked, victim says. This is the family that I was referring to early on that reports being attacked by this monster. Let me see if I can adjust this a little bit better. I can just make that bigger. Yeah, that's as big as I can make it. So it says, creature attacked, victim says. And this is from the Gazette Press Services. Texarkana, Bobby Ford, 25. Now, the Fords, it was the home of Bobby and Elizabeth Ford. Bobby, who said he was attacked by a large, hairy creature at his home, was treated at a hospital here early Sunday for scratches and shock. And that whole scene of Bobby Ford and his family under assault by this creature, that's a big part of the movie, The Legend of Boggy Creek. It shows that scene with the monster reaching through the window and attacking Bobby out on the porch. It says, Ford of Fouke, a small Miller County community 15 miles southeast of here, told county officials and Fouke Constable Ernest Walraven, you're going to hear his name a lot, that about midnight Saturday, a creature poked its paw through a hole in a window. Ford said that he and 3 other adults chased what they described as a large hairy animal into a wooded area behind the house. Later, Ford said something kicked in the back door, and they again saw the creature behind the house. As he was returning to his house after chasing the creature, he said the animal knocked him down. Ford said he escaped and ran into the house. That whole scene of him being attacked and escaping and getting away, that's one of the main scenes. That's like the climactic scene in that movie, The Legend of Boggy Creek. Walraven and county officials searched the area Sunday and said they found several large tracks. So they did find tracks in the area. Walraven said that a similar creature was reported at nearby Jonesville 5 or 6 years ago. Now, that creature that they reported in Jonesville, that's a whole nother story. Because there's a creature, the Jonesville creature is known as the Jonesville monster, but I can't picture that it being that close. That it's probably not the same creature that they were seeing. So it says Ford, who had lived in the house less than a week, so they had just moved into this house, and then this all took place. Refused to stay at the house Sunday night. He said he and his family were going to move, and I can't blame them. All right. Just taking a peek at the chat. See, awakened Trillium. Maine Coon cats have been known to have 6 toes on all 4s. All right. Elaine, 1998, they spotted him in a dry creek 5 miles south of Fouke, Arkansas. Yep, there's fairly recent reports. So many unanswered questions about the creatures, indeed. Let's see, Angry Wreck-It Ralph, been at least 14 Bigfoot reports out of Missouri. Yeah, Missouri's a Bigfoot hotspot. Karen, my ancestors came from Wales in 1737 to Arkansas. Some have questions about 6 fingers and striped remnants of red hair.
It's funny
Interesting.
that she mentions that because my family from there, Scotland, Ireland, and England also, remember, have 6.
Yeah, right.
They had 11 fingers and 11 toes or 6 on one hand.
Yep.
And red hair.
It's interesting stuff.
It's crazy.
So that scene that we just read about with the Ford family being under attack by this creature, like a week after they moved into this house, they had heard noises around the house for several nights, but it was on, let's see, Shadow Dancer had a question here. What year did the stinky thing attack this man in his house? That was on May 2nd of 1971. That was the day that the Fouke monster made headlines. And that was the catalyst that triggered the whole Fouke monster, the legend. It took off after that. It wasn't just a report of this man saying he got attacked. It was a whole family talking about this. And when the authorities and the local officials came, they found tracks. He had scratches. He went to the hospital. He was in shock. Something happened. So that's why this legend took off, because there was some merit to the things that had happened. And it had happened at the town not too far from there, Jonesville, 5 or 6 years previously. All right, so that was on, let's see, what was the date on that one? That was on, that event happened on May 2nd, 1971, and it hit the headlines May 4th, 1971. So it took a couple days to hit the front page of the newspaper. And once that happened, it took off. So it was a few weeks later. That happened on May 2nd. So May 24th, the monster was seen again, and we're going to look at that. Like I said, it wasn't an isolated event. Okay, there we go. So this was Monday, May 24th of 1971. And you can see the title of the article, Monster. They were already calling it Monster, is spotted by Texarkana Group. Okay, this is by Jim Powell. It says the Fouke monster has been seen again. Apparently a couple weeks dormant, probably because the Fords shot it several times and before it disappeared into the swamps. The Fouke monster has been seen again. A large, hairy creature was spotted about midnight Saturday crossing U.S. Highway 21, 2 miles south of Fouke. So it's all local to that Fouke area. Mr. and Mrs. D.C. Woods Jr. and Mrs. R.H. Sedgas, all of Texarkana, who were returning from Shreveport, said the creature crossed the highway in front of their automobile. So I think Shreveport, see, that's Louisiana. So if you drive from Shreveport due north, you'll go right through Fouke. Let's see. Goes on to say it was hunched over and running upright. It had long dark hair and looked real large. It didn't look too tall, but I guess that's because it was bent over. It was swinging its arm kind of like a monkey does. I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me, but there it was. My husband turned to me after it crossed the road and asked me if I saw it too. Mrs. Wilma Wood said. Mrs. Wood said when the creature started across the highway, we were just awed. It was just unbelievable what we saw. I had been reading about the thing, but thought it was just a hoax. Now I know it's true. It wasn't a bear. It didn't look anything like a bear, she said. Wood said when he first noticed the creature, he thought he was going to hit it. It was really moving fast across the highway, faster than a man. I thought we were going to hit it. The thing didn't act like it even noticed us. It didn't look at the car. It looked like a giant monkey in a way. It had dark, long hair. I would guess it would weigh well over 200 pounds, he said. Mrs. Sedgas, who was riding in the back seat of the Woods automobile, said, I heard them say they saw the thing and glanced up. All I saw was a large shadow as it entered the woods to our right. I don't know what it was, but it was something big. Some people don't think there is anything to it, the monster, but I do. The creature crossed the highway about 7 miles from where it was seen by members of the Don Ford family on May 2nd. So 7 miles away from the Ford's home. The Fords live about 4 miles north of Fouke on U.S. Highway 71. The Fords said they saw a large hairy creature about midnight on May 2nd in the field next to their home and shot at it about 7 times. The shots didn't seem to have any effect, according to the Fords. Bobby Ford, 25, said the creature attacked him as he was returning to the house after hearing the Ford woman screaming in the large frame farmhouse. I was walking up a ladder to get onto the porch when I felt a hairy arm across my shoulder. It pulled me to the ground, and then I broke away from it. I ran around to the front door and didn't even take time to open it. I just ran through the door. That's funny. What he says right there. He didn't even take time to open the door. I just ran through the door, and that's exactly how the movie portrays that. He like dives through the glass on the door, just busts in through there. They did. I mean, looking at the history that's been reported in the newspapers, and then if you watch the movie, The Legend of Boggy Creek, it's consistent. I mean, the guy did a good job doing the documentary. Ford was treated at St. Michael Hospital for scratches and minor shock and released. Fouke Constable Ernest Walraven, who investigated the incident at the Ford house, said a large hairy creature was spotted in 1963 near the Jonesville community southwest of Fouke. So that's referring to that Jonesville monster. Several persons spotted the creature and shot at it. They said the shots didn't have any effect, and the creature ran off, Walraven said. Let's see. Yeah, so a lot of you can see how the first incident at the Ford house, that took place. It hits the headlines, and then you have all of these other stories that start filling in after that. Now, there's another article that I'm going to show you. It's kind of along the same lines as the one we just looked at, but it's just history, seeing this stuff. Let's see if I can find that one. There we go. Yep. Okay, so this one's basically saying the same thing, but it's and from 1971, Fouke monster sighted again, and it gives you the same basically the same information, just in a shorter version. But again, it's just really cool seeing this stuff in the newspapers and seeing the history of the whole folklore and how it got started. Okay. Now, I'm going to try something, and maybe you guys, if I can't do this right, maybe you guys can, maybe we can do it again at another time. I want to try to do a giveaway right now. We're going to do 3 giveaways tonight. And the first thing that we're going to give away a couple stickers, and then I'll share the other thing a little bit later. We'll save that one. But the first thing that we're going to give away right now, it's a sticker, and it's from one of our local stores up here in the Adirondacks, which is one of me and my wife's.
It's a family-owned place.
Yeah, it's one of our favorite shops to go to. It's got a lot of stuff on prepping. It's got a lot of knives. It's got a lot of stuff. It's a survival shop. They have a it's a family-owned shop. They have a virtual reality zombie hunting range where you have to shoot them as they're coming at you. But it's really cool. And this is the name of the shop. It's Adirondack Zombie Hunters. And that's a pretty good size sticker. And this is the first thing that we're going to be giving away. Bushcraft says, "I like the shirt, Bigfoot." Now let me touch on that for just a minute.
You might as well do that first.
This shirt is actually Boggy Creek Monster, and this shirt came in a package from our really good friend, Miss TJ Squatchy. Queen of the Sasquatch. And again, if you guys haven't subscribed to TJ Squatchy's channel, it's pinned to the top of the comics section. Please subscribe to her.
It's a nice hat.
Yeah,
too.
And also this Boggy Creek Fouke Monster, pretty cool hat.
So on the back.
America. Pretty cool. So this hat also came from our friend TJ Squatchy, and I'll show you. She sent some other really cool stuff too.
Those crack me up.
Yeah. These, see the Bigfoots? Those are shoelaces. I don't know what. I probably won't put them in my work boots.
That would be awesome.
We got a postcard, "Don't Mess with Bigfoot," from Fouke, Arkansas. Really
Tell
cool.
them where she went.
I will.
Okay.
I will. Okay. TJ Squatchy went to Fouke. She went to Fouke, Arkansas, and there's a really famous shop in Fouke. It's called Monster Mart, and that's where she got, I think, most of this stuff. Really cool. Really cool.
Some of the intro stuff used was
some of the
from
pictures in the intro, they were from TJ Squatchy. Lake Ferry kind of put them in there. They were from that shop. Another postcard, Fouke Monster Festival, Fouke, Arkansas, home of the legend of Boggy Creek. And then the other side of it has Fouke Monster Festival 2022. And you notice the date on that? That's coming up this Saturday, June 18th. Guess who's going to be there? TJ Squatchy. She's going to be at the Fouke Monster Festival. It used to be the Boggy Creek Festival, and now it's the Fouke Monster Festival.
I'll tell you what, if they have something like we have here, a Sasquatch calling, she'll win.
Yeah. Here's a koozie, SBA Night Callers Bigfoot Radio, and then the other side says Fouke Monster Camp Out 2020. All that stuff TJ Squatchy sent to me, and TJ Squatchy's been a supporter of me and my wife for a long time, and we appreciate her very much. So thank you so much for the gifts. It means a lot.
And she makes the best Mother-in-law jokes.
Yes, and she has a great mother-in-law.
Right now, she's cussing you.
Yeah. Okay, so onto this giveaway for the Adirondack Zombie Hunters sticker. And I'm going to try something new to do this. Let's see. So when I tell you in the chat, let me stop sharing that screen. There we go. In the chat, I want you to put, you have to start it with hashtag. Let's do hashtag Boggy Creek.
Oh, don't separate
Right.
the word.
Hashtag BOGGYCREEK. Hashtag
All
Boggy Creek.
lowercase?
All lowercase, no spaces. Hashtag Boggy Creek.
Maybe type it in there.
Yeah, you can put it in there. If you win,
so
I'll
if
just.
they don't type it in this way,
That's for this.
it won't count.
This sticker.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, Bushcraft's got it. There you go.
I'm gonna
Redneck
mine.
Prepper, take the space out of that. Hashtag Boggy Creek. Yeah, you guys are getting it.
I deleted mine, so hopefully that'll pick it up.
Okay, now I want to. Okay. So I think this is working.
Did the redneck prepper put his back in? Give everybody a minute to put their thing in.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, they're adding in there.
No. Redneck prepper, put it in hashtag no spaces Boggy Creek, like everyone else is doing.
Yeah, just like it says up there on the screen right now, Boggy Creek. Then we'll give that a minute. Then we'll do our drawing for the sticker. We got 2 small prizes, and then we got one that is a little bit nicer, I think. I think it's pretty cool.
I think zombie hunter stickers from the Adirondack.
Yeah, these are cool stickers, like really cool.
And they're an awesome family.
Yeah. And every time you go shopping and buy stuff or do the simulator, the zombie hunter simulator at the store, you get these stickers.
I bet your mom could take you down.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
She's little, but I bet you she could take you. Soggy feet.
Soggy feet. Oh, Bushcraft.
That's a good time to mention soggy feet in case you do get soggy feet.
Yeah, it's true. While we're waiting on that, just going to give that a couple more minutes for you guys to get those in there. These right here, these are kind of hard to see, but these are Dr. Squatch bath soaps. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different kinds. There's cedarwood oil, there's coconut oil. Some of them hard to tell what kind they are. Birch bark and pumice, spearmint oil, and beer and hops. And these were gifts from our good friend TJ Preps and her husband Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
So Charlie and TJ Preps,
And
thank you very much, and the boys. Thank you very much for the Dr. Squatch soap. Very cool, very cool.
That way you don't get crusty bone.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, so we're up to 15 entries. We want to call it?
That's up to you.
Okay, hashtag Boggy Creek if you're just getting in here. We do that, and then we're going to give it about 30 more seconds, and then we're going to draw. Hashtag Boggy Creek.
Yeah, so if they have to write it just like that.
Yep, just like it says up on the screen right there. Give it about
Did the redneck prepper
10 more seconds.
Yes, okay.
Camo Carl's in there. All right.
All righty. Woohoo.
All right, so we're up to 16. All right, we're going to do the draw here. You ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go. CJ 1975.
Woo.
CJ, I think somewhere I probably have your address. CJ won our med kit.
Yeah, but you usually delete them.
You should probably email that to me. So CJ 1975 gets a sticker. Yeah, if you want to send me an email, just send it to bigfootprepper@gmail.com. And I'll get that sent out to you. Congratulations to CJ. Yeah, and we might as well just let's just keep on going here. Let me see.
We still have more stories and an outro to do, huh?
Yeah. Now I got to figure out how to get rid of that. Okay, let me stop sharing that. All right, I got to get rid of that. Okay. Just bringing up another page here.
Trust it, God. You better get in here this time. He was probably comfortable laying on the couch watching from TV.
Okay, so we got to pick a hashtag. What are we going to hashtag this time?
How about something just one word?
How about TJ Squatchy?
That's really long, but yeah. Yeah, all one word.
Yep. TJ Squatchy.
I would have done that one for the other thing.
TJ Squatchy. All right, and I'll put it up there on the screen for you guys to see. Okay, put hashtag TJ Squatchy.
What's it going to look like?
What's what going to look like?
Like that? Okay.
You see it?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay. Yeah, you guys are getting it. So we got a pretty cool comment. Sissy May says, I've seen the Bigfoot near Boggy Creek.
That's freaky.
That is impressive. It's good to see you tonight. All right. So, yeah, we're coming in there. Okay. Hashtag TJ Squatchy in the chat. And that is for a chance to win one of these Adirondack Zombie Hunter stickers. Adirondack Zombie Hunters.
They're thick, too.
News with Z-Man. Yep, you got it. Chris, good to see you. Good to see you always. Let me get that back up there. So we're up to 19 entries. If you guys want in the drawing for this Adirondack Zombie Hunter sticker, just type hashtag TJ Squatchy.
I
don't know what to think about that, Bushcraft.
I watched him every day for weeks.
Yeah, very cool stickers. I think I have one. Yeah, you have one on the back of your laptop. I think I have one on the back of my laptop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rose Young put TJ in lowercase.
Yeah, no capital letters, just like it is up on the screen there.
Yeah.
Lowercase TJ Squatchy.
I just want to make sure everyone puts it in right so they get to
Yep.
get in there.
Yep. Yeah, all lowercase.
What it does is it picks it up and then it generates all your names in there automatically.
Yep. So yeah, Rose, if you can retype it, lowercase TJ Squatchy. And while we're at this, I'm just curious, just yes or no in the chat. There you go, Rose. Thank you. Yes or no in the chat. Have you guys seen the movie, the documentary from 1972, The Legend of Boggy Creek? Have you guys seen it?
So good.
Let's see. All right, we're up to 22 entries. What do you think about how much longer?
I think it's good.
All
I'm
right.
seeing the same people type, so. Hey, Stephanie.
Okay, CJ. Yeah, I think I heard it come in. Appreciate that. Okay, so News with Z-Man hasn't seen it. Let's see. Rose Young has not. Lively Preppers, yes, a long time ago. Jerry Lee, yes. Chris McGrath, no. Stephanie, no. Sissy May, yes. Shift Kicker, no. Elaine Johnson, yes. Celestial Preps, good to see you, Celestial Preps. No, I haven't. Kitty says too scary for me. Let's see. CJ says no. Bushcraft, not that I know of. Lively Prepper, we're going to watch it tonight. Yeah. Karen V, nope. Shadow Dancer, nope. Richard Johnson, yes, I saw it when it first came out. All right. Fuzz T Forks, I've seen it. All right. Life with Bobby, I've seen clips. I'll have to actually check it out. Tennessee Ridge Runner, yep. Redneck Prepper, yep. And Chris says nope. The Legend of Boggy Creek is a 1972 documentary. And it's, you watch it and you're watching a film from 1972. So I'm sure at the time it was cutting edge technology. You can see that it's dated, and but there's just something about it. There's just something cool about the movie, The Legend of Boggy Creek. It's considered a cult classic just because there's just something about it. And
it's like all the newspaper clippings come to life.
Yeah, everything that we've read tonight, these stories of the people seeing it, people getting attacked, they're in this movie. Yeah. Okay.
The young kids, as they grew up, even got to tell their story.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so let's do this giveaway drawing. If you guys, I'll give you, if you put hashtag TJ Squatchy, just as it's written on the screen there, if you put that in the chat, you got about 20 seconds, and then we're going to do a drawing for, I'll show you real quick, for this Adirondack Zombie Hunter sticker. Just type it exactly like it's written up on the screen.
Yeah, you can rent the movie for $2.99 on YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube, you can watch it, but you have to pay for it, I think. All right, so let's do this drawing. Okay, Stephanie got in there. All right, here we go.
Ooh, 10 just got in there. Hey, 10.
Oh, Celestial Preps. All right. Celestial Preps gets a sticker. Okay.
Now this.
Yeah, we'll do that. Celestial
wait.
Preps, I'm not sure if you have Lake Fairy's contact information, but if not, you can just email me, bigfootprepper@gmail.com, and I'll get your shipping information and we'll get you this sticker out there.
Your email's in the About section too.
Okay.
And it's our channel now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So congratulations to Celestial Preps. bigfootprepper@gmail.com.
Yeah, it'll happen faster if they email you.
Okay, she says will do. Okay, I got to clear off this screen. And then we'll get another screen up there, and we'll go ahead and do this drawing for the surprise giveaway here.
Good, because the suspense was hurting my stomach.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus
Okay.
it's cool.
Just take me a second. It's the first time I've really used this StreamYard's giveaway tool. It's actually pretty cool.
I heard about it from Bushcraft Family.
Bushcraft Family's smart.
Yeah, it's because he knows stuff.
He knows stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, now we got to pick something different for the hashtag for this guy. Should I show him what it is first?
But you want it to be a surprise?
All right, I'll show you what it is. So everybody's got another chance here. This is a book that I picked up at the Sasquatch Festival up here in upstate New York in Whitehall. And it's written by Steve Kulls. He's known as the Squatch Detective.
He's a pretty cool guy.
SquatchDetective.com. And the title of his book is What Would Sasquatch Do? Using Primate Behavior to Validate the Bigfoot Mystery. There's a picture of Steve. And we actually got to meet Steve. He's actually a really cool guy. When we went to the Sasquatch Festival, he actually ran the Bigfoot calling competition. He was he did a good job. He encouraged the little ones, and yeah. But what is cool about this book is not just that it's a book. What's cool is it's autographed. Keep on Squatching, Steve Kulls, the Squatch D with the Bigfoot print. It's autographed by the author Steve Kulls.
Now, he was the skeptic, correct?
Steve Kulls is on YouTube.
Yeah.
So you can see his stuff on there. But it's a cool book, signed by the author.
I think their hashtag should be
What?
something real easy like that. 3-toe.
Wait, I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. Hashtag 3-toe. Okay, that's what it is. Give me just a minute here.
Something really easy.
Hashtag 3-toe.
Justin God says poops in woods.
Oh boy.
It's getting late, you can tell.
Hashtag 3-toe.
See, that's easy. Look at all those. Boom.
Yeah.
No confusion.
And if you don't know the story of 3-toe, the Fouke monster, when a lot of the tracks that were found around that area, the tracks only had 3 toe impressions in the dirt.
It's pretty creepy.
Yeah. While we're doing this, just so you guys know, the Legend of Boggy Creek, the movie, was the original. It tells the story of the forts getting attacked. That was in 1972. That's the one you want to watch, okay? In 1977, there was a second movie called Return to Boggy Creek. It is not a sequel to that first one. It's actually written and directed by somebody else. It's fictitious stuff, okay? In 1985, there was Boggy Creek 2, and the Legend Continues. That one is actually written by the same guy who directed the first one, and it is a sequel, Boggy Creek 2 and the Legend Continues. So the Legend of Boggy Creek and Boggy Creek 2 and the Legend Continues. Those are the two sequels. Return to Boggy Creek is a fictitious one that was written or out in 1977. 2010, Boggy Creek, The Legend is True. Again, it's not off the original stories. And 2011, The Legacy of Boggy Creek. So as far as I know, there's been 5 Boggy Creek movies. I highly, if you are into cryptids or Bigfoot or anything like that.
It reminded me, like, this was a real movie. Like, they did a really good job in taking people's lives and stories and events that happened.
Yep.
But it also reminded me of like a Saturday late afternoon movie when we were younger.
Yeah.
Like back in the 70s.
It's because we're old. That's why.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you want to get into drawing for this signed copy of Steve Call's book, What Would Sasquatch Do? Don't forget to put #3toe in the chat there. We're going to give that just a few more minutes here. Then we're going to do the drawing. But believe it or not, the original movie, The Legend of Boggy Creek, that was in 1972, that was the 11th highest grossing movie that year. So it was a cool movie in its day, and it still is. It's got a cult classic feel to it. It's just a really cool movie. Okay, Doc Mac, take that space out. #3toe, no spaces.
Hey, Doc Mac.
Good to see you, Doc Mac. And 10 TV, I know Lake said it, but it's good to see you. Always good to see you, 10.
Because I love her.
Yep. Soon as Doc Mac there we go. Doc Mac got his fixed.
Now what do you have to do? Like refresh that?
I just have to push draw. Are we ready to go?
Really? It does it in real time even?
Yep.
Oh, I see it.
All right. Here we go. Rose Young. Congratulations, Rose. So Rose, if you want to send me an email, bigfootprepper@gmail.com. I know we've talked before.
How cool is that?
Yeah, or just get it from my wife. And we will.
She can just text it.
Yeah, just text it to her. We just need to get you guys' mailing information so I can get these into the
mail.
Into the mail.
Into the out.
Into the out and get them delivered. So congratulations to CJ1975 for the sticker, to Celestial Preps for the sticker, and Rose Young for the book. Awesome. All right. I'm going to be wrapping up here, but I had a couple more things I wanted to share.
I bet you your shirt glows.
It might. Let's see. Okay, just wanted to go through a few of these. Okay, this is moving forward a little bit. Those reports were from 1971. This is 1973, so it's a little bit further down the road. Arkansas Gazette, Tuesday, November 27th, 1973. Non-believer at Fouke spots monster in a cow pasture. It says Orville Scoggins, a farmer who has scoffed at tales of a Fouke monster, so he was a big skeptic, said he, his son, and grandson saw the creature in his field Sunday morning. He said the monster was about 4 feet tall. That kind of threw me off. Stood upright and had long pitch black hair. There were so many reports last year of a strange creature in the area that a legend about the Fouke monster was born. A Texarkana filmmaker made a successful movie, The Legend of Boggy Creek, about the sightings. Scoggins, 67, told Fouke Constable Ernest Walraven, there he is again, that the three were helping one of his cows deliver a calf about 7:30 a.m. when he heard several cows bellowing. I looked up to see what the noise was, and there it was, about 100 yards away, walking to the east, he said. The field where the creature allegedly was sighted is about 4 miles east of Fouke and about half mile south of the Rocky Mound Church, Waldraven said. Several tracks were found near the spot where Scoggins said he saw the creature. The tracks reportedly had a span of about 5.5 inches in diameter and were 40 inches apart. The owner and manager of Boggy Creek Cafe at Fouke, Billy Williams, who is a friend of Scoggins, said, Orville was always one of our worst believers. He always made fun of the Fouke monster. So there they have even the skeptics starting to see the Fouke monster. Let's see, a couple more tabs here. I wanted to show you this one. Okay. This, what you're looking at right there, The Legend of Boggy Creek. That's the original. That's from 1972. That's the one you want to watch. That's the original movie. Karen, good night. Thanks for stopping by. The Legend of Boggy Creek. That's the original one right there.
Hi, Karen.
And let's see. Whether I had any more or not. Right there. Okay, and then this is the Fouke Monster Festival, which I have a postcard from that our good friend TJ Squatchy sent. And if once again, notice the date here, June 18th, 2020. That is this Saturday. And if I scroll down here, it gives you some of the, well, first of all, it tells you that the tickets are between $12 and $250. Some of these speakers, confirmed speakers, Marvin Leeper, Chester Moore, Ken Gerhard, Lau Blackman. Ken Gerhard, he's written so many books on cryptids. These are all cryptozoologists or authors, or this is a good group of men to be listened to speak if you're into this sort of thing. I know TJ Squatchy was excited to hear these gentlemen speak. But yeah, that is the Fouke Monster Festival. Never let a good cryptid go to waste. Have a festival. Helps the local economy. And I believe that is it. I want to share, before we duck off here, I want to play something for you guys. And this is an outro that my wife made.
I just figured you were going to do that before you just end it.
No, here is the Boggy Creek outro from Miss Lake Fairy. I want to run this banner for just a second. A lot of those pictures that you just saw, that Fouke city sign with the population.
In the intro too.
And and in the intro, those were shared with us by our good friend TJ Squatchy. And once again, it's if you're not subscribed to TJ Squatchy's channel, my wife Lake Fairy has pinned her channel to the top of the chat there, so it'd be good to get her some subscribers over there. I really hope she does some stuff on her channel about her experience there at the Fouke Monster Festival. That would be her whole experience there. I hope, if you're watching, I hope you share that stuff. So I think we're going to wrap it up with that. I appreciate all of you guys sticking with me and listening to me bore you to death with reading, but I really like the history and just looking back on things and figuring out how things started, and just cool looking into that stuff. So you guys have a great night. This is past my bedtime pretty much.
Yeah, and if you didn't believe in squatches before, I think after watching Boggy Creek or hearing tonight, I think maybe you might
I would
rethink things.
I would ask you guys to do a
research.
Not just research. If you guys do watch The Legend of Boggy Creek after this,
let us know.
Yeah, let me know. Just comment on this stream.
Yeah.
Just throw a comment in the chat there, and I'm curious to see what you guys think. I'm just telling you ahead of time. It's 1972, and it's got that old grainy footage feel to it. You can see the glitches in the film.
Remastered it.
Yeah, but don't watch the high definition version. Watch the original version. Watch it watch it in the original.
Yeah.
Just the film glitches, and you can just see the flickers and the camera, and it's just great. It's just great. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
So The Legend of Boggy Creek. Watch it and let me know what you guys think of it in the comments to this video after it's uploaded.
It's not like one of those
Thank you, Brooke.
budget films either. Like it
Thanks,
doesn't
Carl.
look fake.
Yeah, it was good for the time, and it's
I think it's
like I
good.
said, it's one of those cult classic movies. It's timeless. It's timeless.
Oh yes, and don't forget to check out that Strawberry Moon.
Strawberry
so
Moon.
Sweet.
All right, we'll check it out.
Allie and I got out of bed because we couldn't sleep. Yep.
Well, you guys have a great night. You got anything you want to?
No, we need to let you go to bed. Good
All
night, y'all. Love you.
It's good hanging out with you guys. It was fun.
God
And-
bless.
We'll see you guys on the next one. Any suggestions for any other cryptids, you can throw them in the comments also. Once this
Stories they could email you.
Yeah, anything you want to share, just put it in the comments this stream once it's up.
And
So
congratulations to all the winners.
yeah, congratulations. Thanks again, TJ Squatchy. Appreciate it. Cashew, appreciate you. TJ Preps and Charlie, thank you very much. Appreciate it. And thanks to all you guys for being here. It's always fun hanging out with you guys. So
Thank you.
have a good night.